Well, the Chiefs just days away from opening up training camp, and of course, what a better way to get ready for the season than to have a little R&R. Alex Smith, quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, joining us now. And Alex, you're out hitting the links out in Lake Tahoe, my friend. Things are looking good for you these days.
Yeah, can't complain. It's a cool place to be. This is always kind of the last hurrah of summer before we gotta head back to camp.
Now, heading to camp this year, you know, Andy Reid puts a lot of confidence in you, and he says he's going to hand the keys off to you for this offensive explosion this year. What does that mean to you, and what type of responsibilities are you taking on with this offense this season?
I mean, literally, you know, we're starting with the first practice, you know, just trying to begin there, you know, really kind of taking it day by day, drive by drive, play by play. I mean, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here with any kinds of talk of expectations or anything like that. I think the goal is to come into training camp with the right mentality for us to come in and get some great work in that we're going to need. You know, with the limitations in the off season, really there's a premium on this time in training camp when we do get to put the pads on of really kind of cleaning up all those details that need to be cleaned up when it comes to preseason and getting ready for the regular season.
And you talk about those details, and this team went on a roll last year. You went 11 games in a row. How do you build off of that? Because this is a different mentality this year. We're not trying to clean things up to get to the playoffs. We're trying to expand and build off of that. What have you guys been talking about this offseason?
Yeah, you know, you're always building, but at the same time, it's a brand new season. I mean, we started over fresh in April when we started out, and you know, this is a brand new challenge. The schedule's different. The team will never be the same. You know, we lost guys, we added guys, so really it's about this team this year coming together. You know, and I think if anything, the lessons we learned from last year were the importance of getting off to a good start and vice versa, not digging yourself a hole. And really, I think for us, that's you know, like I said, I think kind of comes back to that mentality of staying short-sighted and you know, just, you know, one play at a time, one day at a time. And I know that's cliche, but it's important. I mean, I think the same thing last year. We had high expectations, and all of a sudden we found ourselves 1-5. So, you know how fast it can get like that if you don't take care of the details.
Now, over the past 3 seasons, even though he was hurt last year, no player has been as dynamic as Jamal Charles. You have an opportunity to have a healthy Jamal Charles back with you this year. How dangerous can this offense be with him back on the field?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the most unique players in the entire league. You know, so excited to get him back. Excited, though, I think, for all, you know, the entire offense. I mean, certainly you saw with him down what Charkandrick and Spencer did, and to have them back, and you know, to have 3 guys back there that can carry that load, and they all have different strengths. You know, I think it's just going to make us more dangerous.
And speaking of being more dangerous, one of the big additions that you guys made from last season, you had plenty of wide receivers to choose from, and it also helped you a lot. One of the greatest passing years that you've ever had in your career. When you have guys like Macklin and Conley and Wilson back there, it certainly makes this offense more dangerous. Yeah,
I mean, you have to be balanced. You have to be able to give defenses a lot of things to think about and a lot of things to cover and defend. You know, and I think that's something that we take a lot of pride in as an offense is being multiple, not just run and pass, but a lot of different guys touching the football, a lot of guys making plays, and really it's unique. You know, it's a selfless mentality that we're going to do it collectively, and it doesn't matter who's going to do it, and you don't know whose turn it's going to be day by day, but you know, it's collectively that we have to get it done.
And continuity on the offensive line is important for any football team, but particularly for a quarterback, you've got to have confidence in those guys up front with you.
Yeah, I mean, we all lean on each other, and it takes all 11 to be able to go out there and play successfully and to execute. And for us, like any team, it starts up front, and those guys are extremely valuable, but there's a lot of communication that goes back and forth, myself included in that, tight ends, running backs, run and pass. So really our job as a unit, but no question, you know, a lot of times it's those guys up front setting the tone for us.
Alex, before I let you go, I have to ask you about this schedule. It just seems like every year people talk about how difficult the Chiefs' schedule is, and sometimes you catch some breaks and things. Do football players each and every week look at the schedule and just kind of start thinking about the possibilities of the year, how difficult it may be, or is that just something that you just throw to the side?
This is my 12th year, and I've yet to have an easy schedule. This is the National Football League. I mean, there's no weeks off. And you never know. You never know when you catch teams in their individual journey. When you catch them when they're healthy, when they're playing good. I mean, you just don't know how it's always going to shake out. I think you have to, you have to prepare yourself each and every single week for a huge challenge, and that's what they are. I mean, every week is a huge challenge in the NFL, and you have to have that sense of urgency, I think, to be able to go out and be successful week in and week out.
And lastly, speaking of successful, how's the golf game out there in Tahoe these days?
No, I'm out here having fun. It's a great time. I love having my family out. Like I said, it's the last bit of time to spend some time together before camp starts. So enjoying it.
Alex Smith, certainly enjoy the time. Looking forward to seeing you under center when training camp starts next week. Thank you so much.
Thanks.